Okay, so I just put in $20, and while I was at the pump, this guy knocks on my window, scared the crap out of me, knocks on my window and says, oh, it looks like you're gonna have a fun weekend, because I've got my trailer and my kayak on top and everything. It's like, oh yeah, sure, gonna have fun. It's costing me an arm and a leg to have fun. Anyway, I says, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just looking for some money so I can, put in some gas. He knocks on the window again, so I open the window and he says, did you find some money? He says, do you need some? I thought that was so sweet. It's like, wow. No, I don't need any right now. Thank you. So we're on our way through North Bay, and from there, I need to figure out what I'm doing. Because I will be right beside an RV dealer, I'm going to stop in and ask them about putting the trailer up for sale on consignment. Because towing a trailer, I am so limited as to where I can go and park. And I'm sitting in the Walmart parking lot. 20 minutes out of town, there's Crown Land, but I don't know how accessible it is. I could go all the way out there only to learn that I can't get down that road. Or once I do get down that road, I can't turn around. The joys of having a trailer. I'm just so freaking tired right now. I hate times like this because I'm so indecisive. I can't sit here discussing this with myself all day. I'm either staying at the Walmart, or I'm going up to the Lookout, or I'm going to Crown Land. Before I do that, I have to go to my storage unit. So maybe that would be the better thing to do, because I don't want to stay in a parking lot, because if I do, I spend money. So I think I'll go to my storage unit and get my solar panels and get rid of some of this junk. Maybe I'll have a nap first. I think that's why I was kind of back and forth, because I'm tired. I'm really, really, really tired. I can get a whole bunch of videos done, get caught up, because I'm about 3 weeks behind, and then when I'm ready to come into town, I can just go bang, bang, bang. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yep, I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm such a scatterbrain. I can't find the cord for my computer. I'm wiped. I'm too tired to go and look for a spot to park, and I think I'm gonna go up to the Lookout and park there for the night. Okay, I made it to the Lookout, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to go and find some Crown Land and sit down and do some editing and just relax. Good morning. We are heading to the Beaumark site road because it's Crown Land, and if that's not suitable, I have no idea what it looks like or what the road's like or anything, but it runs in a loop from Highway 11 and back on again. If I can't find a suitable spot for camping, then I'm going up the road to Sandam Road. I need to be able to turn around, for one. So all these roads that I'm taking do loop around eventually. I don't know how bad the roads are. Like, this is just up by where I'm going to store the trailer and go back to living in my car. And this is all Crown Land. I checked it out on the Crown Land Atlas before coming up here. I was so exhausted yesterday that I was having trouble making a decision, any decision at all. Okay, so we are on Crown Land right now. Okay, so we're coming up on Sandam Road. The other one was a total bust. And let's see where this leads us. Oh, that's going to be a bear attractant. Damn. I've been on this road before years ago. At least the road is Okay, so I found a spot, and there's the entrance, and it's this roundabout, which is absolutely perfect, except for one thing. There are tons and tons of shotgun shells. A fire pit of sorts. And the bugs are out already. And there's an ATV trail. So I'm not too sure about staying here. We'll see. I decided not to stay at that spot because there was too many shotgun shells and cell service was spotty, and I want at least one bar of cell. And the minute I got out, I got swarmed by black flies and mosquitoes. I must have a dozen mosquito bites on me by now. I think I'm going to go back to that very first spot. It was a very large area, more or less parking lot. It was just before the dump, so the road was pretty busy, but only during the day. But this is beautiful back here. And I'm all alone back here. I just imagine what these roads are doing to all the crap in my trailer, though. But I tell you, riding around with a trailer is a real pain. I can just imagine what a mess my trailer is going to be in. I only wish that I would have checked this out prior to coming down here. Okay, I think I found a spot. Right now I'm in the shade. I imagine that by evening time I'm going to be in the sun, but I think I'm going to stay here. Look, the black flies are coming in already. It's so quiet. I can hear the highway from here, but it's a Saturday, so it's not going to be too busy. And I got about 2 or 3 bars of cell, so this is a good spot. It's home for the night anyway. Okay, so I'm on a really nice piece of crown land. You can see my trailer right there in the background. I'm sitting in my car because I'm trying to power up everything. My laptop is dead. My phone was just about dead, and the battery in the trailer was dead, even though I had it on solar all day yesterday, and I drove. It's just not holding a charge. The issue, I think, is still the 7-pin is not charging the battery. I've got brake lights and signal lights and all that on the trailer, which I'm okay with. I don't want to muck around with those. But my battery is not being charged, and I put it on a battery monitor, and it said bad. And I think I may have destroyed my battery because I can't charge it right now. I've got the car running, so I'm going to see if it's charging the battery at all, because I suspect that it isn't. But while I've got the car running, I'm charging my phone and my laptop, because I've got to do some video editing and stuff like that. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I came out here, where it was going to be nice and quiet. And we're expecting rain later on today. We had some rain last night, so everything is wet, and the mosquitoes are out. I fought with mosquitoes last night. I didn't think there was any in the trailer when I went to bed, but of course, the minute it got dark, there's another one. The minute it got dark, they were buzzing around my head, and it took me forever to get to sleep. Finally, I just said, to heck with it. I'm just going to let them buzz around, and when they land and bite me, that's when I'll kill them. And every time I step out of the trailer or the car, I'm inundated with mosquitoes. They're horrendous. And guess what? I have no spray. I found a can and I thought, oh yay, I got mosquito spray. And it turned out to be expired suntan lotion. I'm going, well, that definitely is not going to help. But what I've found is, once I've been bitten and have the itch, if I use a baby wipe, it helps because there's aloe in it. So the aloe in the baby wipes helps with the itch. As long as I have coffee, I'm good. But I would like to spend the day editing. It's supposed to rain later today, which will help keep the mosquitoes down. They won't be flying out in the rain. But right now it's beautiful. It's sunny out. You can see, I mean, look at this. It's gorgeous. I mean, this is Crown Land. Anybody's able to be here. I just wish that I could get away from those mosquitoes. I'm just thinking this would be the perfect spot if I had one of those little hot spots. If I could work online, this would be ideal. Good morning. I am sitting on some Crown Land in sort of a parking lot, and I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes because I didn't bring any mosquito spray. I spend a lot of time inside my trailer killing the mosquitoes that come in every time I open my door. I'm dropping the trailer off in storage because I'm looking for work, but I can't be lugging around this trailer. I haven't posted anything lately because I ran into a lot of issues, and because I'm so new to YouTube channel, I didn't film any of it, which is a real shame because I went through hell and back with this trailer. I had to pick it up from my sister's driveway in Eastern Ontario the end of May. So I drove down there finally when I had enough money to pay for the gas. I hooked up my trailer and I was about to pull out, and I had no brake lights or tail lights. So something was wrong with the connection. We hooked up my brother-in-law's car to the trailer and all the lights worked. So I knew it wasn't the trailer. It had to be my car. So because it was a Saturday, I had to wait till Monday to bring the car into Kia and have them do a quick diagnostic, and they said, oh no, it's your 7-pin plug. So I said, okay, fine. I went to Canadian Tire and I picked up a 7-pin plug. And then I realized that I really don't know what I'm doing as far as the electronics is concerned. So I phoned Canadian Tire to see if they were able to do it. And they said, sure, bring it in tomorrow morning. We've got one of our best electricians. And I mean, they hook up trailers all the time. So I drove over there the following morning. They couldn't get it working, and they couldn't figure out why. And because I didn't actually have an appointment to do a diagnostic, I just went in and said, here's the new one. Please put it on. If it works, great. If not, then it's another issue. At that time, I suspected that it had something to do with the battery that I had replaced in my car back in February. After about an hour and a half, about $135 later, they still couldn't get it connected. So I thought, oh God. At this point, I'm at a loss because Kia had looked at the car and said, oh, it's your 7-pin. Canadian Tire put the pin on. And the reason why I didn't let Kia put it on is because they were going to charge me $335. I was like, no, I don't have that kind of money. So that's why I went the cheaper route of Canadian Tire. Because they couldn't get it done, I was at a loss. I didn't know what to do. So I drove to an RV dealership out of town, and the guy tested the plug and he says, no, it's not working. I said, well, duh, I know. I need to know why it's not working. And he says, well, we can get you in about 7 weeks. 7 weeks. I can't leave the trailer sitting in my sister's driveway for that long. So I tried another one. I phoned a few places. With the problem of not knowing exactly what was wrong with the trailer or how to fix it, I didn't even know where to start because, I mean, I'd had my car checked. The trailer was working okay, the lights, but the plug wasn't working. So I had that replaced. And that wasn't working, so I didn't know. So I reached out on a couple of Facebook groups to see if anybody had the same issue, and everybody was saying, oh, check the fuses, check the fuses. That's actually the first thing that I did after we knew the trailer was working, was I pulled every single fuse in the car that I could find. All of them were good, and that was on Saturday. And if it was a fuse, that would have been perfect. From there, I really didn't know what to do. And I was sitting in a parking lot talking to my other sister on the phone about the issue and trying to calm myself down and just sort of figure it out in my head. She said, well, you'll have to take it to the dealer where you had the hitch installed in the first place. And I thought, well, I'm in Cornwall and that's in Listowel. That's like a 6-hour drive, but I can call them. I told them the issue, and they said that it was a fuse or the module. And I said, module? Nobody's mentioned module. Where is it? Well, he couldn't tell me where the module was because it's different for every car. So I thought, okay, fine. But he was determined it was a fuse, but I had to find the fuses or bring the car in. So what I did was I made an appointment with him for the following week to drive down there and have them look at it. And in the meantime, I still had to get my trailer. I went back to my sister's place and I said, I can't move my trailer. I don't have brake lights. I don't have turn signals. You know, this is what I've done so far. It's not that I've been sitting here twiddling my thumbs, waiting. I've been constantly running back and forth. I ran from Somerstown to Ingleside and back and forth and all over the place looking for help. And I finally found a place in Ingleside. I had explained to the receptionist what was going on. She says, oh, well, so-and-so should be able to help. He's out in the yard. Just come on by and we'll have a look. He's the only one that knew where to look for the module. And the fuse. The fuse was actually kind of hidden in the middle of the battery underneath a pipe. Okay, so this is my engine compartment. This is all the fuses for the car, and there's another fuse thing under the dash. Now, somebody had said to check the fuses. I did not know this, but under here, this wire runs to the brake controller, and lo and behold, there's the fuse. If you don't know to look for it, you don't see it. So I was kind of peeved about that because I had no clue that it was there. It's the only fuse that I never ever checked. And the module is actually right in here, right in here somewhere, underneath, like in the bumper. Who would have thought? So the old guy in Ingleside was the only one that knew to look there. And as soon as I knew that it wasn't the fuse, that's perfectly good. It had to be the module or the wires between the fuse and the 7-pin. So I drove all the way to Listowel and they charged me about $150 or so to fix a broken wire on the module. So now I'm down, you know, close to $300. Well, actually it was over $300 because I bought the new 7-pin for $35, had it installed for about 100 something, 125, and long haul charged me about 150, give or take. So yeah, I'm up over $300 plus the gas to drive all the way down from Listowel to North Bay. I took 3 days to come to North Bay because I thought, might as well enjoy the journey. But I have determined that living in a trailer sucks big time if you don't have a seasonal spot to leave your trailer, because hauling this thing around town not only costs more gas, but it's more difficult to maneuver because it's articulated in the middle at the hitch. But in the meantime, the battery on the trailer, because it died when I was in Petawawa, I didn't know this, but you should always unplug your 7-pin from the car when you're parked for more than 2 hours. And it drained my car battery in Petawawa, and I'm going like, oh my God. In a 2-week period, I drove from North Bay to Cornwall, to Summerside, to Ingleside, back into Cornwall in between, all the way to Hamilton, then to Listowel. Then from Listowel, I went past Newmarket, stayed overnight, went back into Cornwall. From Cornwall, I picked up the trailer because the brake lights are now working. Stopped in Canada for the night, and I spent the night at Cabela's in Canada. And then the next day, I drove to Petawawa because I figured, why not? And that's where my car died because I left the 7-pin plugged in. It doesn't have an isolator on it, I'm told. I've since found out that isolators are a good thing to have because it stops your house battery from draining your car battery, which is what happened. A kind stranger gave me a boost when I asked if they had any booster cables, and then the guy says, yeah, I got a brand new pair. So it was like, bonus, thank you. Got the car started, let it run for a while. Learned that you cannot leave your trailer plugged into your car because it'll drain the battery. So never again. From there, I went directly into North Bay. I had stopped at the Walmart in North Bay because I was going to stay there the night, and I thought, why would I stay there when I can actually go to a nicer place? My stress level was like through the roof, and my finances were down in the basement, buried underneath the basement. Very little finances. So I used what little bit of money that I did have, filled up my tank because I knew I'd need it. Went to a place that I had slept at before that's called The Lookout, and it's actually on the iOverlander app, and it was pretty popular because I pulled my trailer and there was one van there, and within an hour there was two other vans, or an RV and another van. I got up the next morning fairly early. The mosquitoes in here. Took off for this place, and it's okay, and it's all Crown land, so it's all free. I just want peace and quiet. It's the other place with the shotgun shells had 0 cell service, and I want at least 1 bar in case of emergency. I want to be able to call out at least. I've been here for, well, this is my 3rd day, 2nd night. The house battery on the trailer is just not holding a charge, which is really, really frustrating. Living as a nomad with a trailer, it's not impossible to do, but it's very difficult to do, to drive around town. And I'll go back to living in my car. I have to laugh though, because I mean, these problems are all minor. Eventually they'll all be solved. So I'm not stressing over that. In the back of my mind is I'm in bear country, I'm in moose country. I'm concerned about bears because they can rip a car door off if they're so inclined, and these trailers are nothing. So if a bear really wanted to get in here, I would be hard pressed to not be screaming my fool head off, and there would be no escape for me. I do have bear spray. I don't know how I get myself into these things. It's been a nightmare, and I can finally sort of sit back and relax, but the nightmare is not over because I'm here. We're Monday. I've got a week tomorrow to wait with the mosquitoes. I've got a week to go before I can do anything. So that's an update, and, I apologize for not putting up any videos lately, but I've been so inundated with driving and driving and driving. I've made a few videos. I haven't put them up because I have to sit down and edit them. So have yourself a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll try and post a little bit more often once I get caught up. Thanks a lot. Bye.